Hello guys, welcome. This is Priyanshi. So we are making a very basic yet fun video as a guidance to how you can plan, you can do journal and planning in this one diary, which I am going to do this year, starting the year 2025. And I thought, why not drop some of my favorite things that I want to do in this specific journal and give it a shot. You can also give it a shot. So there are actually two ways, like keeping a journal separate and then keeping a planner separate. But like for someone like a beginner जो जैसे मैं हूँ, it's going to be very overwhelming. Now there are a lot of planners in the market, curated, and there are a lot of journals like health journal, maybe your manifestation journal, wellness journal, and what not. And there are planners as well in the market. But I feel, for as a beginner as I am, and for you guys who might be starting journaling and planning in this year 2025, I feel that it can be a little bit overwhelming. So maybe you can just you can definitely go buy a diary with pages, and you can customize all of it and use it as the way you want. So there are actually two ways जिस तरीके से आप बना सकते हो. You can actually keep the journal separate, you can actually keep the planner separate, as like I told you. But what I'm going to do, what I prefer starting the 2025, is that I bought a notebook. It has like a very cutesy cover and with plain pages. So I'm definitely going to start planning and journaling in that. And what you can do is also, you can go to buy a stationery shop nearby and then buy a notebook like this. Don't worry if you don't like the cover, because we can customize it, girl. It's not a problem. And what I feel that maybe if you just stick to planning, there might be chances that you are not consistent with it, and same is with journaling. So I feel that if you combine both of them and you actually get habitual to it for like a year, and you've been consistent about everything, you're logging your emotions, maybe your habit trackers, and you're logging whatever you have to do in a week, setting your priorities straight and everything, I feel that's very easy for yourself to do something like that, and then it's not overwhelming again, as I said. Now मैं तो बिल्कुल planning वगैरह, I've actually sorted a good Pinterest board, तो मैं आपको reference देने वाली हूँ to let you know how I will be going to planning, and do let me know कि हम लोग ये साल के end में like एक journal go through करें what I've done the whole year, and I hope that I will be consistent with this motivation में पूरा journal maintain करूँ. So any which ways, the first thing that I'm going to do is like write a letter to myself and then read it on the 1st Jan of 2026, I guess. तो मैं पूरा letter लिख के I'm going to stick it on the first page, and do not read it in between. It's really going to help you, because I feel that the year 2025 is going to be a very life-changing year for me, as in the terms that I'm going to get in college and then making new friends and all of that. So I feel that when I will read that letter, it's going to be fun, maybe a little dramatic or whatever, but like yeah, I really want to do that. I have like listed out some of the highlights, क्योंकि मैं शायद बोलते बोलते भूल जाती. So like yeah, but definitely you can like start with the monthly tabs, like January, February, you can do a lot of things with that. But what I personally prefer is that dedicating a little bit of pages to certain amount of things, maybe like what are like highlights from the previous year, just 2024, and maybe the things you want to take in the next year, or maybe your goals this year. This can be anything: spiritual, traveling, academics, social, mental health, and whatsoever, everything. Also, you can make a little vision board. You have not done one. I've actually made myself one. It's like very simple, it's a vision board. But if you have not done that, and your pictures in diary, you can stick that and make it as your little vision board in the diary as well. So you can see it through every time you're journaling or planning something. So you can see that. Now you can also do like this book bingo, जो मुझे idea बहुत अच्छा लगा था. I'm not like a reader, I'm a non-reader person. But if you are a reader, you should definitely make a checkboard box. Write amount of books that you want to read the whole year, and then maybe like color the spaces and put reference pictures on the screen somewhere like here, ताकि आपको एक अच्छे से idea मिल जाए. But a book bingo, I think it's going to be fun. You want to read more, and if you're like literally getting into reading, it's going to be fun. It's going to keep you tracked about what kind of books you want to read next and what I've done, like that. I like saw this very interesting picture. I think I will show you right now it in my phone. Pinterest is literally the best buddy, I swear to you guys. Like yeah. You can also do this my top 5 things, which is like you keep all your comforting movies or foods or songs or whatever your top 5 or your comforting things. You can dedicate a page to that before you start the monthly tag thing. You can also write about you in and out, which is whatever you want, something you want to imbibe all of those things into your life, and what you want everything or something, like whatever stuff you want to be out of your life. Like you can also do that, and maybe make a playlist of yourself. Like that's crazy, बहुत ज़्यादा सही है. I stick to this one playlist and I stick to it like the whole year. But if you keep changing or you have like 7 to 8 different songs that you want to play the next time you want to listen, so you can definitely do that as well. Okay, so like this was the one, which is the things that make you happy, or maybe your current fixations, maybe like watching movies or cooking something, baking something, whatsoever, all of that. You can do that. Okay, I also got this book bingo thing. I found it on my Pinterest. And questions to ask my future self, this is also very interesting. I found this concept very new, something that I've not actually thought of, but yeah, that's also one thing. And I mean, like, it's a great idea to do. You can definitely go and check my board if you want to. I mean, I'm gonna link it in the comments, so do that, guys. Now the main thing is to start with the monthly tabs, which is like you take a paper and January likh do, and then you can do two things, which is like decorated whole wise. And it's not very important to do decorated. If you don't want it, it's like just freaking okay. And you can just write the month and then write like this monthly calendar ki Sunday kab hai, Monday kab hai. So it's very easy. You can flip to the pages and see whatever event, or when it's the second Saturday, Sunday, blah blah. You can check all of that. Now what are you going to do with the monthly tabs? Matlab mere paas, I guess it's like 8 or like, okay, I have like 14 ideas, and I listed it down while I was thinking, and I was saving pics to my Pinterest board. So like, please don't hate me for reading all of it out. Maybe it's going to definitely help you. So pehla is to write your daily task, your to do task, your priority task, and then just check the boxes what you have done. And there are a lot of formats as well, so I'm definitely going to pop the formats on the screen. And then you can write affirmation pages, which is really cool. I feel kabhi bhi at the end of the day you feel very grateful about something that has happened today, you can write it on. I think the best, maybe if you don't write it daily, or like sometimes twice a month, like twice a week or something like that, you can do it at the end of the month, whatever you felt throughout the month, what you were grateful for, and you can write that stuff. So decorate the pages with a lot of pictures. That's how you like journal. Basically journal का जो idea होता है, taking pictures, या आपने कुछ went out with friends and you have a food receipt whatsoever. It's also very aesthetic and cool to put pictures and a lot of stickers around it. I just try to keep it, but जब मैं सोचती हूँ इसको चिपकाऊंगी, उसका सारा print निकल जाता है and it's all white. So don't do it like that. Keep it at a good place. You can stick it on your journal. That's really cool. And then you can make a list of movies, dramas, songs, whatsoever you have done. Like dedicate like a whole single page to it, maybe. And if you're not a person who's very enthusiastic about watching a lot of movies, watching a lot of dramas, and monthly, so you can definitely just dedicate one end page to the journal. And then at the end of the year you can write, or maybe like checking it every month ki aaj ye movie dekhi, aaj ye drama dekha. I definitely am a person who watches like a lot of dramas and movies in a single month, so I'm going to definitely do it like monthly. Those financial management tabs, I feel कि हम लोग जब से UPI use करते हैं, we certainly don't need to write all of this. But if like like a beginner going to college, and then you have like this minimum expenditure of the whole month, you can definitely do that to see कि how much amount you're saving, how much you are ऐसे उड़ा रहे हो कैफे पे, कॉफ़ी वगैरह पे. So you can see that. Habit tracker is also one of the things which is very interesting, maybe about exercising, meditation, study, mood tracker. I mean, I don't feel that mood tracker is a thing मेरे phone में भी है, but I don't use it very generally. So whatever habit you want to pick up, maybe reading 2 pages of a book or like things like that, तो वो habit tracker भी हो सकता है. You can write about the things you're obsessed with, and you can just write it randomly. Also have some designs, so yeah, you can see that as well. You can have a creative corner where you write some, you compose music, or if you're a poet, you can write about poems, and that's also a thing you can do. Okay, so like the next idea, I feel that it's interesting. I am definitely going to do it. So मेरे को ना ऐसे बहुत सारे reels आ रही थी about 10 TED talks you should watch to improve yourself, and ऐसे बहुत a lot of like TED talks like that, whatever your area of interest is. And then there are a lot of quotes that come up on my Google search, and then what's the meaning behind it, maybe from religious books, whatsoever like you follow. So you can also write that whatever you learned from that particular video. Like I played a TED talk, it was about how I should improve my personality. So I can take my journal, write 5 to 6 points, whatever I thought were meaningful through the video. Like I can just jot it down, that's one thing. And if you're like on your diet or something, then plan the meals for a week, so it's not a hassle thinking. Like I take literally 25 minutes to think what I'm going to eat in dinner, which is horrible. So yeah, I can plan the whole meal for a week. Like next thing is, like if you don't know, it's very like life is getting very clumsy, want to get it together, just one night sit with your journal, write how you want your day to look like. Don't make like a freaking timetable, it's very childish. So just write whatever you want to do, whatever task you want to do, or how do you feel your ideal day is like I want to wake up at this time, I want to have this kind of breakfast, I want to do meditation, I want to go to gym, I want to read a book, and then do all of your daily chores and all of that, and then sleep at what time, talk to somebody, like whatever, just plan your ideal day, write it up and try to follow it as much as you can. Okay, so like the next concept is to have like a 6-month or half yearly reflection page. I feel that it's something you are going to write down with a very peaceful mind one day when you're like done with all of the 6 months of the year. You can write about whatever goals you have achieved, or whatever something that you did not have in your vision and you achieved it, you're grateful for something. Write about what things you adapted this year, something which was very new for you, what things you had to let go and you did let it go, which is like really very great. So you can write all of that, and you can also write about whatever goals you're planning to set for the remaining rest year. Like the rest of the year, you can write also that. And again, like for some of the people it might be like मैं क्या लिखूं, whatever, like what were my reflections and all of that. So you can skip it, because I feel that this journal planning kind of thing, when you're not really dedicated to one brand ka notebook and you're just writing by yourself, so you can definitely go up and down. There are no rules for this, there are no rule for journaling and planning. So yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a lot about journaling, but you can write diary entries as well. That's really cool. I preferably don't write diary entries, but you can do that. And for as like in planning, you can just, as I told you, planning your meals, and then writing about what you want to have done like this whole week, or maybe like this whole day, whatever you want, you can write that. Again, I got the concept of these jars, which I actually got in a lot of dated planners. I saw on YouTube, so a lot of dated planners has this jars thing, which I kind of found interesting. So there are two of them, which is a brain dump jar and this brain dump jar and the happy jar. So brain dump jar is all about like whenever you're feeling low on the day and you feel like, okay, this is something that is irritating me a lot, so you can write it down, like not like a whole paragraph or sentence whatsoever. You can write it in your diary entry if you have this habit, right? But maybe just like a single thought that, okay, I could not study today, so you write it in the jar, and then your worry is a little bit out because you write it, and it's a lot more easier, and it gets less clumsier in your mind when you just jot it down. So that's like a really good thing. And then is a happy jar. If you want everything to be positive and want things to be positive around you and optimistic through your ways, you can have this happy jar. Just draw a rough jar, write happy jar, and then write whatever things make you happy or whatever made you happy today. Maybe like you had a blueberry cheesecake, I love it, so you can write I had a blueberry cheesecake. You can write that you met your friend after 2 weeks, you can write that as well. So a lot of things, whatever makes you happy in a day, so you can write now. By doing all of these little things every month, you can definitely, after like it's in December, and you can write about whatever you felt this year, same way like you did the half yearly reflection thing. And Jessa, you can start journal with your highlights and what you want to take, and as I told you earlier in the video. But you can also do it in the same journal if you don't want to do this in the starting of the next journal for the next year 2026. You can write about whatever were the key highlights of 2025 and what you want to take to 2026, what you want to leave behind of 2025 you don't want to take in the next year. You can also do that. Again, like as I told you, there are no rule girls to make a journal. So you can just do anything with it, whatever you feel unnecessary, which is you don't need that. Whatever I mentioned in the video, you can remove it. Whatever you feel you want to do, you can do that as well. Like I feel I am also going to follow all of these pointers to make this my whole diary concept very interesting. I want to get into journaling, guys. Like, I really want to. So I'm going to do that, and yeah, I have a lot of ideas. I would have popped it on the screen whenever I was speaking, and I would try to jot the points as well while I'm editing this video. But just let me know in the comments if you want my Pinterest board. I will just link it down in the comments if you want to. I mean, I will like really created a good Pinterest board. I think, you know, whatever my visions were, I wrote it down because I saved those posts on Pinterest. So it's like that, and yeah, I think I've not missed on something or whatsoever. Yeah, that's it. Bye.